There we go. Welcome to the Arrogant Witch channel. There we go. Welcome to the Arrogant Witch channel. I am Witch Naima. And today's topic is, are you ashamed of who you are? Which supernatural being? If you're new here, this channel is dedicated to emerging supernatural folk. For all of you Black and folks of color who are waking up in droves, finally, and are ready to come out of hiding. You're ready to come from under what some of you have called the oppression of religion. Uh, and you're ready to come out, basically. And you're ready to come out and formulate your high business. You're ready to move in a high way. You're ready to go from just talking about being a goddess and all of this fake ass IG shit and actually commanding things in the ways, the stories you have read, and not just having that being some ancient story, some mythical story, but bringing that into the today, the here and now, and the overcoming of the deep shame, the overcoming of the deep programming, the overcoming of the deep psychological trauma and emotional trauma that, first of all, humans have undergone, and particularly Black humans, and those who have been gifted, those who have had Jesus power since they were children. And this is a long this is who this channel is for you to get it. Like, 'cause what I know is, when you know, you know. For these bitches running around here talking about need something, this ain't for you. When you know. Period. That's how it goes, right? When you house hunting, you could go look at 12 houses. You can pull up to the house that's yours. You don't even have to walk inside and you be like, I know this is mine, right? You see a man or a woman and you like, that's my man. You ain't even had a good deep conversation with him and you feel like that. You know something is for you when you know it's for you. That's what this channel is for, right? You know you a supernatural being. Like, you don't hope, you don't wonder, you're not I don't know, I just kind of feel like maybe I don't know, I'm looking for meaning in my life, I'm looking for significance. And so I'm really looking to run the world, even if it's under the radar, okay, which a lot of it will be, I think, in my lifetime, because um people like us have been banished to the collective unconscious centuries ago. We ain't new. This ain't nothing new, what I'm talking about, okay? It's just those who have dared to go into the collective unconscious and master the collective unconscious. Those who refuse to keep running from themselves. Those who refuse to pretend like they don't know. Listen, I totally understand. Right? And let me complete my intro. My goal is for you to come over into either the Arrogant Witch community. And really today I want to talk about the why they call your spiritual gifts the devil. That's a super intro, and that's also a condensed version of the Arrogant Witch community. The Arrogant Witch community is 90 days to begin with, and then it goes on. But you can start inside of the 5-day condensed why they call your spiritual gifts the devil. It's 5 days. It starts on Valentine's Day, which is a week from today. And the price doubles tonight. So if you have been eyeing that, get into it, okay? Sign up tonight before the price doubles. So our goal is that you'll come in and start to do the work, okay? This deeper unconscious work, so that you can then come out onto the world stage and do the work that you know that you are meant for. So today, this topic of, are you ashamed of who you are? Ooh, the truth of who you are, the fullness, okay? Over here, we help you come into full power. This is not about being cute. This is not about being popular. This is not about trying to get likes on TikTok and whatever. Okay. And yes, marketing is important. Yes, being known is important to the people that you're meant to reach. Yes, all that is important. But um, this is where you come when you're ready for the real power, the forbidden power, the scary power, and you're ready to have power over the fear. Right? People talk about scary as if that means stop, as if that means red light. No, it's scary, so no. Don't you want power over the fear? Don't you want power over the scary? Fear mean go, not stop. Okay. The why they call your spiritual gifts the devil, which is the 5-day vortex. It's a 5-day alchemical experience, which starts next Monday. The investment is $67 and it doubles tonight. So the link will be beneath this video when I'm done here. If you want to go sign up right now, it's naimasingletary.com/the devil. naimasingletary.com/the devil. The Arrogant Witch community is a $3,000 investment. And obviously, it's 90 days and beyond. It's much deeper. It's for those who are much more serious. It's like those who are ready to play at that level. And then there's the level beyond the Arrogant Witch community. It's kind of like elementary school, high school, college kind of thing. Okay. You start and then you matriculate. And then, like in school, you have people who jump levels, right? They might be in second grade, but they're ready for fourth grade. They might be in first grade, but shit, they ready for fifth grade. Those are the exceptional ones. Okay. And you cannot fake exceptionalism. Either you are or you are not. So this topic of, are you ashamed of who you truly are? I like to teach through story because it's just true, right? And oftentimes the story that's most personal to you, by the way, is in your lived experience, which is what is bankable for you. Okay, you can be looking at other people. What's in your lived experience? So, in my lived experience, and starting to do alchemy in ways that I didn't even realize, but I knew I wanted freedom. I just wasn't looking at it through an alchemical lens. Was in the end of 2013 when I started writing very publicly about things I was ashamed of, things that I thought made me a bad person, things I felt like should not be talked about publicly, which is the reason why I started to talk about it publicly, because I wanted power over the fear. I wanted power over the thing that kept my throat locked. I wanted power over the things that kept me hiding and broke as fuck. Okay. You need to understand, right? That, like I said on Friday, you can have it all. You can decide that. It's not like no one comes and gives you the magic. You decide, no matter what your current financial level is. If you are not willing to decide, then you choose to stay where you are. This is a decision. So, one of the things, I'm talking about shame. I want to get into shame here today. Okay. First of all, let me define shame. Shame is an experience that we've had, a belief that we have, that there's a deep embarrassment around. There's a deep embarrassment around an experience that we've had, an idea that we have about who we are, or something we have done, right? That's also an experience, like something we have done, something we have experienced, or an idea that we have about ourselves that either to us or to other people, it is an embarrassment. It's not accepted. It's not approved. It makes you bad. It's not okay. And therefore, what do we do with that? When you get the message directly or indirectly that something about you is bad and wrong, what do you do with that? Somebody want to answer me? What do you do with that? Or just think it to yourself right now. You join a goddess circle and you start talking about some sexual experiences that you've had that are nasty. And people give you looks like, so you get the message through nonverbal communication that this experience that you've had is unacceptable in this goddess circle. What do you do with that? When you were 7 and you went to your mom or your dad and you were getting visits from spirits or you were seeing things, and your mom said, "We don't do this in this house." Or she said, "What kind of devil shit is that?" Or your dad said, "Little boy, get out my face with that shit." Or whatever the thing was they said or did. So, what did you do with that at 7 years old in order to make sure your mother never said that to you again? Or that your dad didn't give you that look? What did you do with that? You put it down into the unconscious. You say, "Ooh, okay, that's not a lot. Ooh." So then what you did to continue to get along with your parents is you started doing the things that they did approve of. You would make up things that you notice that your mom laughs at. You notice that your dad approves of. You notice they like that. You get praise and you get revered among your peers, or you get the approval and the love and the attention that you want when you behave in this way, when you talk in this way. This other part of you that's approved of. And then the other part of you, which is a part of your whole, goes down into the dungeon. So then you play that year after year, year after year, year after year. Then 10 years old, 17 years old, 25 years old. You start dating and you notice the things that are approved of in relationships. Let's look at today. You notice the things that are approved of on social media. Oh, you are a good woman if you act like this. Men want to marry you if you act like this. Women want to give you pussy if you do this. You get women's attention if you act like this. People will read your blog if you do this. You're not a good entrepreneur if you don't do this. Entrepreneurs who make a lot of money do this. People who look like this do this. People who don't look like this don't do this. All these communications about what's approved, what's not approved. What's approved. So then you start trying to do more of what's approved and less of what's not. So then you become a partial, fractal person out here trying to market your services. You out here trying to make an impact in the world. You out here trying to reach your ideal clients. You out here trying to be powerful and magnetic and clear and make your first $5,000 client, hell, your first $1,000 client. You ready to double your hourly prices maybe. You out here, you want to show people that you are authentic. I'm authentic. I'm on your side. I'm here to help you. Mm, but you really just, your goal is to make sure you're approved, consciously or unconsciously. You want to make sure you're approved. You don't want to say anything where people feel offended. You don't want to do anything where people might think you're a bad person, or, oh my God, I know I want to charge 10,000, but then people are going to think I'm greedy. So I can't. Right? And it goes, look, fill in the blank, right? If it's something else, fill that in. So, shame. I'm going to take it back to 2013. Okay. And it always comes around. If you're new here and it seems a bit discombobulated, stick around because it always comes around. Okay. So in 2013, I was in deep depression. Well, do I want to, let's use something modern. Let's bring it forward because I go back there a lot because that was one of the most pivotal times in my life. Let's bring something more current and modern. Okay. Let me think. I've shared about me being scared to come out of hiding as a witch. And oh, here's something that's even newer. Yeah, this is even, oh, yes, good, very good. One of the reasons why I titled today, Are You Ashamed of Who You Truly Are? Is because as recently as December, this past December, I was on the phone with one of the coaches that's a coach for me, telling her that I feel like what I'm doing is very forbidden. That what I'm doing is very forbidden. like it's wrong. Like I'm literally like opposing something, opposing a strong force. Like what I'm doing, bringing supernatural folk out of hiding, dealing into the unconscious, illuminating it, and making that my business, my focus, my life. This feels incredibly forbidden and wrong and bad. And like I'm a bad girl. And like I'm putting myself in harm's way by doing this. And living in the collective unconscious and committing to not running from the immense power and the immense movement of that. What do I mean when I say living in the unconscious? Part of me is like, you know what I mean. Part of me feels that, you know what I mean. And another part of me feels like I'd like to elaborate on that a little bit. So the collective unconscious is where everything that's ever been done on planet Earth lives, whether it's been approved of or not. So all the wars, all the famine, all the human catastrophes, all of the things that have been seen and unseen, everything from the Holocaust to the transatlantic slave trade to Pearl Harbor to African royalty rulership and kingdoms to and everything in between, known and unknown, written about and not written about, is in the collective unconscious. And the things that have the most power for humanity is the stuff that has been shamed. Okay. Everything that has been made wrong and bad is what has the most power in the collective unconscious. Okay. So that's a litany of things, a litany. Listen, and God is large and wide and deep. And so there's tremendous uh, war in the collective unconscious. There is massive emotion in the collective unconscious. There is the most horrific, human disturbing, emotionally disturbing things in the collective unconscious. So to live there and to not run from it is enormous. Okay, good. I feel like I just did a good job with that. Is enormous. That's where I live. Why? Because in order to do this work for real, this work of bringing supernatural folks out of hiding, the real kind, the hard kind, the kind that makes me feel like it's forbidden and that I'm opposing a strong, enormous force by getting in the way, so to speak. Hmm? So because I live in the unconscious, I know why I was having those feelings and what was required of me to be able to stay in the thick of it without running. This is also what makes me a force of nature. This is also what makes me rare. And this is also what will make you a force of nature and rare. When you don't run, you get intimate with your own unconscious, the collective unconscious, and you stay there to do the distinct work you're born to do. Nobody will be able to fuck with you unless they also live in the collective unconscious. And when they do, that's actually somebody you want to play with. That's actually somebody you want to be a friend with. That's somebody you actually want to partner with. That's somebody you actually want to have sex with. You actually want to share bodies and fluids and things with because they are in full power, not this fake ass niggas getting all on YouTube and social media talking and but you can see right through them because you live in the collective unconscious. So I'm talking to this coach and this high level program I'm in about, look, this feels very forbidden about what I'm doing. We getting ready to go into 2022. The tides is about to shift in a whole new motherfucking way. Black women is waking the fuck up in droves. And this, fuck, right? Fuck, right? I'm having many, many nights, and I love the night. We get to play and go deep and and listen and talk and all that. And I'm like, with that, I'm with the awareness that this feels very forbidden and wrong. This feels very wrong, Naima, because it's in the collective unconscious that is very wrong for you and I to be out of hiding. People like us were told through public persecution, literal, okay, literal public killing and social rules, spoken and unspoken, that to be magical publicly is a problem. This is how, first of all, the word witch was even created to create a social word to scare people and have us go hide. That's not allowed in this culture, in this city, in this country. Decades, centuries, this has been communicated and relegated to the unconscious. So for my black ass, your black ass, to then come up here today and listen, other magical folks have been working at this. We not the first ones. It's just everything happens in waves, okay? And we happen to be alive at a time where this wave is deep and wide and the times are ripe. The fact that I can be here with you today like this is further evidence of how ripe the times are for you to come out. For the women who are already enrolled, we might have some men. I actually haven't looked at all the names who are already enrolled in why they call your spiritual gifts the devil. The fact that they even came into a program like that is further evidence of how ripe the times are. So, sitting with that in December and still feeling that to a degree, like it's not what it was in December because I've been working on it, like very intimately, staying with it, questioning it, looking at what is parallel to it. So the value for you, wait, let me back up here. So are you ashamed of who you truly are? Okay. I'm using my story so you can start to see what is in you. And see, this is also depends on your level of intimacy with yourself. What part of you feels ashamed? Okay. You can put that, whether you watch this as a replay or you're here now. What part of you feels like a shame? Okay. I did the 5 death gates, or at least we met. I didn't do the full initiation on Saturday, but we met some women who have already been in orbit, one for some years, another one for about a month or so. And one woman talked about how when she was a baby, her mother knew that she was a supernatural being, but didn't know how to be with her. And as an infant, was asking her to hide who she was. And then she said her mother confirmed it when she was just a little bit older. Do you know, like, how, like, do you, I need you to understand that there are, and even they were saying on Saturday, there are millions of us like this on planet Earth walking right now, alone in our own silos. Like, this shit is real. This is not in some mythical book. This shit is real. Walking, talking, supernatural folk. And these are women, Black women, who have living in modern times, have gotten with other sleeping Black men, whether they're asleep or they're not supernatural, but we have dumbed ourselves down to get a man because we don't want people to, your mama been telling you when you going when you getting giving me some grandkids, and because you don't want to look like a single Black woman. So and because you already in the habit of hiding, like I've talked about here plenty of times, the way I hid a large part of who I was to date men and to be with men, and how they all failed because you cannot be in anything sustainable and thriving when you're being a fraction of who you are. But damn, how many men, never mind Black men, how many men, period, know how to actually be with and worship and adore a supernatural woman who's in full power? Most men just want you to metaphorically suck their dick and give them the feelings that they want to feel like a king. You a supernatural woman, you are a fucking force in the world. So that's hard. So we push that shit down, man, and we become masterful at pushing down our power. Masterful at pushing down our power. We listen, we know how to fake it. We know how to say all the things to make it feel good, make him feel like a king, don't we? Tell the truth. We know how to play feminine and place. We know how, don't we? We know how to smell and look and touch them a certain way, and right? Because most men, unfortunately, also have been totally conquered by the patriarchy. They think they conquering something, they conquered like a motherfucker. They're not in full power themselves. They don't know how to really be with, because when you in full power, it's nothing to connect with a woman. Like for real full power, meaning you're integrated, it's nothing to connect with a woman for real. When you're not governed by ego and all that. And vice versa. When a woman is in full power, girl, please, you swallowing men. Men scared of you, right? Most of them, because most of them are not in power. Okay. Like most women are not, but they waking up. That's what's going on right now. All of the discontent and the warring and everything that's going on, people are at war with themselves at a deep unconscious way. Hey, calm hands, Taro. I'm gonna get to your comment in a little bit. Who else is here? Hey, Instagram. I see a bunch of folks that came in. Ascension Organics, Norel. I'm sorry, I got this bright light on and I'm blocking my view, and then your name is on top of my shirt. It's hard to see. I can't see everybody's name. I'm sorry. But I'll try my best to read your comments. Right now, I don't see any comments just yet. Um, and so what part of you feels like a shame? Like it feels wrong, right? And are you in touch with that part of you enough to know that it's not actually wrong? It's just you, who you are is in opposition to or is in disagreement with who you've been told to be. Like, are you in that level of intimacy with the part of you that feels shameful and wrong? You see what I mean? Because this part of me that feels this is forbidden what you're doing, bringing these supernatural people out of hiding onto the world stage to where we run the world, I can see where that's programming and how deep that is in the collective unconscious. I'm down there. I see it. It's like, wow, look at this. Look at that. And see, so here's the power for you. Here's the power for you. Here is the power for you. Listen close. This is the power for you right here. First of all, this right here, what we're talking about, is exactly what we're doing inside of why they call your spiritual gifts the devil. It's all unconscious. It's a partnered 5-day experience. And all 5 days, we're dealing with psychic fear inventory, which is all about dealing in the collective unconscious. The entire 5 days. There's other work we're doing with looking at what's bankable, like your distinct work. Yes, there's some of that. But most of this upper stuff, when I say upper stuff, I mean your marketing, your ideal client, your messaging, all the stuff that's going to matter with you being a real business owner, like all that shit matters big time. But what makes that fly, what makes that work is you being able to deal in the unconscious without running. When you start running, it's over. When you start running, you start saying shit like, I'm confused. I'm scared. Nobody is buying from me. I know I need to do it, but and you doing this in your marketing all the time. I know I need to, but I'm trying to, but I'm scared, but you do this. When you running from yourself, it's like that. And it's y'all have felt that, right? Oh, here we go. Please like the video. I need y'all to start helping. Like the video. I'm supposed to say that in the beginning. Like the video. By the way, I'm on the Arrogant Witch channel on YouTube every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And there's hundreds of videos on YouTube for you. There's just a ton. If you're ready to start making money with your spiritual work and the power, all of that is on YouTube. Okay. For those of you who are still YouTube people, for those of you who've been Like one woman who I met on Saturday says she's been following me for 5 years and has gotten like nowhere. So the reason why, I mean, she says she binge watches, and so I shouldn't say got nowhere. I retract that. Pardon me, because she showed up on Saturday. She said it has helped her, right? So it has helped her in that way, but she still has not come out of hiding. That's what I mean right there. The real rubber meeting the road, where you go from watching me or anybody on social media. Thank you for the hearts. Watching people online, uh just like that, still like in a silo watching videos, like that's not it. What happens is when you start talking out of your mouth to people who are doing the same work. How often have you wanted to talk about something, didn't, and then as soon as you started talking about something, movement started happening in your body, you start getting hot. That's what shit starts happening when you start coming into my vortex. Shit gets hot, and you need that. Then shit starts moving. Then you start seeing things. Then you start getting clarity. Then you start developing your voice. Then you start feeling the real confidence. You go from like this, it's kind of like, when you watch shit that motivates you and then you turn it off and you're kind of like high for a little while. But then after, I don't know, you get some bad news or you go downstairs or you have your day, at the end of your day, it's worn off, right? Because that's the limit. When you come inside of a space, any program, mine or any's, it's a container. Like people who come into your programs, right? Your coaching program, people who get a tarot reading. A tarot reading is a container. A coaching program is a container, right? Obviously, a reading is a short container, and then a 3-month program, a 6-month program, a 1 month is a larger container. So that means what? They have more time and space, which we all know. If you're really transforming something, it takes time and space. How many of you have transformed something radically in one reading? One healing session, one massage therapy, one therapy session, one counseling session? No. When you're doing deep alchemical work, deep alchemical work, 5 days, a lot can happen. 90 days, come on, come on. Especially if you already doing this work. When you're brand new, sometimes it can take longer, right? Because you just now starting to work that muscle. But if you have been working on raising your prices and getting paid what you are worth for months or years, this 5 day, why they call your spiritual gifts the devil, is going to rock your fucking world when you let it. When you come in and say, I'm going to allow this experience to help me triple my prices within 48 fucking hours and get online and command that and have that in my bank account before the 5 day alchemical experience is over. You can decide that. That's the power you have. Like, that's where we need to get to. Y'all looking at Becky and them doing it. They've been doing it. Girl, they've been doing it. I've been watching them do it for years. And y'all mad because, oh my God, y'all mad because Becky is over there selling a watered down version of what you offer, and she easily charging $3,000 for it. But you over here, and what's the difference between y'all? One, she willing to, and you ain't. Break it down. She's willing to, and you ain't. Skin color, obviously, right? And you choose to let that be a factor or not. Because you can choose that your skin color actually is a benefit to you and not a hindrance. A lot of folks of color think that the skin color thing is a problem. Do you know that one of my first $100,000 clients told me that she signed up with me because I was Black? That is a mindset shift. I'm Black, so I can't lead white people or non-Black. I'm Black, so people are not going to buy from me. I'm Black, so I can't charge that because Black people can't charge like that. She was from Sri Lanka, this woman who signed up with me. She was from Sri Lanka, and she signed up into $100,000 program and said to me that one of the main reasons she wanted to work with me is because I'm Black. See, other people respect your Blackness or your color more than you do. That's on you. Are you ashamed of being Black? Is there a large part or a subtle part of you that makes a world of difference that thinks that because you're Black, you're wrong, you're unacceptable, people not gonna buy from you? You don't deserve that. You can't get that. Ain't nobody paying that. It's inflation. People going broke. Girl, let me tell you, when you get into the right circles, which is the circle we creating over here, listen, what's being created now is the normalizing of supernatural folk who look like me and you being paid well. Stop waiting to see it and you become it. I had a woman DM me talking about she looking to see what Black women are making money. Mindset shift. How about you be the Black woman who's supernatural making the money? Stop looking for somebody else to do it. Do you know that's a mindset shift? It's also a pioneering spirit to say, okay, I don't see us out here. I'm going to be one of the first ones. You know, you can decide that. I'm one of the first ones. No, I don't see it. No, right now it's unusual and strange and weird. And I'm going to be one of the first ones. And I know which Naima and her community can help me do it. And I'm going to come in with the expectation and knowing that this is for me and I'm going to make it work for me. You know, you can come with that attitude and decision making. That ain't nobody here to save you. Don't nobody got to prove to you nothing. Don't nobody got to come and show you and make it. That's on you. Over here, I don't want to hear nothing about no skin color problems. I don't listen. What I'm talking about over here is redundant. On a particular level, this shit is redundant as fuck. Because I've been saying this on some level for years, first of all. And folks, do you know that the transformation space, which like the video, please. I like to remind you, like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Okay. Do you know that the industry of personal development, which is healing, transformation, coaching, leadership, do you know that this is a $38 billion industry and growing? Do you know that this industry is the second fastest growing industry in the world, right next to technology? So if you're struggling financially, that's a choice. The money is here. And when I tell you, oh God, people are craving. Who was I with? I had a private conversation with a woman last week, a supernatural woman who's among the few. There's the many and there's the few. And you either know that you're the few or not. Okay. I said, folks are like this, waiting for Black women to finally get it to fuck together and come out and act like who, not even act, but be who we know we are. They like this, mama, please, mama. And I did, she and I were on IG, a video chat on IG, and she started cracking up. She was like, they are, not even they are. Mama, please, mama. I was telling another woman, Black woman, supernatural, powerful woman who is into astrology and she's amazing. And I'm keeping these names private for anonymity. She and I were talking some years ago, like maybe 4 years ago. And I was telling her, darling, because had this aversion to large amounts of money for her healing services and her femininity services and her transformations, like this massive aversion to money and large amounts of money. And I'm like, darling, I promise you, like, this is a mindset shift. This is something you have to decide for yourself. Like, this is on you. I can take you so far. You got to come inside the container and make the decision over and over that this is for you. That's how this works. Okay. When I tell you, they know. When you come into the full power that we teach you over here, which is like becoming a center of gravity, Yes, you're still flawed. Yes, you're still in a human body. Yes, you still have emotions. Yes, you still have fucked up ass days where you like fuck humans, fuck earth, fuck all this shit. Yes, you still have all that and it doesn't control you. And you still have power over it. And you still get to go take a nap and hit reboot. Shit, go have 3 cocktails if you need to. There's a place for having cocktails. Don't get it twisted. Okay? Still, you become a center of gravity where you start to gradually gain control over your thoughts and feelings. Gradually start to gain control over your thoughts and feelings. Because right now, the reason why you can't stick to something and go consistently is because this maybe because that thought drag you over there, because that feeling drag you over there, because this feeling drag you over there, this drag you over there. Center of gravity, becoming a force of nature, time and time again, knowing who you are. And see, the reason why people can knock you all over the place, other people's thoughts can knock you around, other people's feelings can knock you around, your own thoughts and feelings can knock you around, and you can't stabilize, is because you think it's just your conscious thoughts up here. Like anything you could say out of your mouth to me is a conscious thought. This is how I feel. This is my life purpose. This is who I am. All of that is your conscious stuff. And all the great things you think about yourself is your conscious stuff. Even the things that you don't think positively about yourself and you can say it out your mouth, that's all conscious stuff. What's really controlling your behavior that makes you in these shitty recurring patterns that keeps you where you don't want to be, that makes you say you want more money, but you just can't seem to figure it out. That makes you say you're ready for the guy, but you just can't seem to. That makes you feel like you should and I can, but I just can't get it together. That's that 95% down there. And the unconscious, the collective. Listen, there's your own unconscious, and then there's the collective unconscious. I want you down in the collective unconscious. I want you a force of nature. I need you a force of nature. The world needs you a force of nature. The people you meant to serve need you to be a force of nature. I'm telling you, we will govern governments. We will govern countries. We will govern all this shit when we become forces of nature. That is who we are. That is why we are born. That's why we are meant. That's why we're here. And this is why we were banished to the collective unconscious long ago, because the forces at work, right? Because there's always duality, right? And that's a whole other conversation about becoming united. So you're no longer in this dual place that has you caught up in all over the place and you with the wind and you can't stabilize and become a center of gravity. So when you can get down into here, which is what you will have 5 days of doing inside of why they call your spiritual gifts the devil, then, and you stay there, you don't run, right? It's one thing to take a nap and take a break and lay down for a little while. It's another thing to abandon ship and to run, okay? When you can stay down in there and deal with it, okay? So for those of you who do yoga, right? You know how in yoga, or depending on the teacher you've had, right? And you are in a position that's painful, right? You're in a tight position with your right arms and legs, and it hurts. And the instructor will tell you to breathe through it, right? Breathe through it, breathe. And then they'll tell you to try to find comfort in this painful place. That's a good analogy, huh? That's what we're talking about here. You find comfort in this hostile territory. The collective unconscious is very hostile. Very hostile. And that's why nighttime is a very good time to deal in the collective unconscious, because it's the world feels quiet, right? It's dark in your room. The sun is down and it's dark and it's quiet. And so you can be in hostility because you have the darkness at play. You have the quiet of the world at play. And so you can be in this hostility and ask questions and look at all the movement that's happening down there. Look at how you just feel agitated and angry and nasty and wrong and and violent, and you just feel all of that down. You feel the ugly and the greedy and the beheading and all everything, the guillotining. And then you start See, and this is what starts happening. And why so many black women feeling like they going fucking crazy. See, because you're supernatural. And what happens is when you start waking up, right? When you really truly start waking up, you start hearing and seeing stories that are not in books. Oh my God. All the untold stories, unsung heroes, all the women who have done tremendous work over the years whose stories were never told. That's why you'll see something, you'll hear something, and you'll it's new to you. And then you'll like look out on the internet to see who else knows this. Who else? You start looking for somebody else to be telling the story. You start going to YouTube videos and but nobody else ain't talking about it. Nobody else is saying this. So I must be crazy. I must be crazy. And you can't go to the man you with because he just wants you to suck his dick. He ain't in his power. He all about, right, whatever he about. So you all alone. You married with kids and you feeling all alone. What? Tell the truth. You try to go to him with this shit. He like, huh? And so what do you do with that, right? This is what happens in the collective unconscious. But see, when you can stay there, you start finding you in it. You start finding you. And when you don't run and you start trusting what's coming through you, oh my God, you start, and then you, as the yoga teacher says, find the comfort in the deep discomfort. You start finding comfort in the hostility. Uh-huh. You breathe and you start asking questions. Okay. Yes. I'm available. Yes, I'm available. Yes, I'm available. See, and then all the shame, all the shameful things down there, everything that you put down there yourself, because somebody told you at time, and you start letting yourself be intimate with that, and you don't run from that, the parts of you that have felt shameful. And I'm available now, and I'm listening now, and I'm here now. You relax into that and you let yourself feel the embodiment of that. Okay, you feel that, see. And when you by yourself, this feel hella scary because then you have that experience, but then you wake up and you come out here into the world. You go to the grocery store, you go with your girlfriend and all that. And when they not doing the work, it's strange to have these kind of conversations with them. And so you kind of stay quiet about it. And then there's no movement, right? And then there's a little bit of movement, but you feel the kind of like stagnation because you're not out with it. You're not talking about it. Because if I talk about this, people gonna think I'm crazy, like this woman told me last week. If I talk to people what I know about sexual power, people gonna think I'm crazy. And so she tells herself, this is sacred, so I need to keep it sacred. And that's the story. No, actually, women need to hear. You know how many women see, because I don't have a large following, people think ain't nothing happening. My DMs, my emails, women are in them. They coming. Some of them quicker than others. They coming. And this Naima, I can't believe it. I thought I was crazy. Like the woman who showed up Saturday. She said, as an infant, I had vision like this. And my mom was talking to me as an infant. I know you're supernatural, but please, I don't know what to do with this. I need you to keep this quiet. And she said at 4, she remembered something in her, remembered that her mom had this conversation with her and she questioned her mom about it and her mom confirmed it. So still, the family start calling her these names of like wrong, bad, evil, treacherous, I think is the word. At 4, 5, this shit is real. Nobody can tell me nothing. Sight. She had sight like this, 180-degree sight. Listen, it's not cool and popular right now to like people like me. To like people, you ain't gonna find hundreds, $100,000. I mean, 100,000 views and popular and yes, get it, girl, go sis. We coming. Those with the pioneering spirit are coming faster than the rest. Okay, we out here. The real supernatural ones who was banished to the collective unconscious. And you can't stop it. Listen, when you're fearless about dealing in the unconscious, the collective, you're unfucking stoppable. Bitch, you unstoppable. Listen, not everybody want that, is interested in that. Who want to agree to deal with hostile territory? Not many. But when you know you're supernatural, if you are listening to my voice right now and you know you are supernatural, you have been gifted and powerful as far back as you can remember. Okay. You can see, you have sight, you can see over there, forward, you can see back. You're ready to deal in all of this down in the collective unconscious that makes humans do things, and you can see straight through people. And you can see when you're not affected by people throwing sideways jabs because you've embraced the part of you that used to throw sideways jabs. People that do backhanded slick shit and think they being slick. You're no longer offended. Like, offended is not even a part of your fucking offended means that somebody can have that kind of impact on you because of a level of sight that you've yet to claim. Offended, that's a victim out of disempowered. No. When you own the part of you that feels ashamed of yourself, all the parts of you, the parts that you are aware of and the parts that you are unaware of that keep you hiding. When people's own shame gets thrown at you, when people do slick shit, when people do shit where they, like, I had a woman DM me instantly. I said, oh, this woman just wants my attention. She's not really wanting what she's asking me for right here. Instantly, I could see that, oh, she just wants my attention. And I said, I feel like you just want my attention. Here, you have it. When people say shit to try to like fuck you up, right? It doesn't fuck you up. You see it and you have a compassion because you remember when you used to do shit like that. You used to do slick shit to try to fuck people up. You used to do sideways, come and saying you doing this, but really you got some unconscious shit that's making you say this and do this. That is fucking power, bitch. See, and this is what allows you to be able to serve your ideal clients in a glorious way. Because people, those of us who are supernatural and who we're meant to serve, they really want somebody who can be with the hostility of them and not get thrown all around. They need somebody who can be with the fullness of them without being like, tripping because you ain't your own shame is running you because it's down in you refuse to deal with what's in your unconscious, and so you come out here up on social media trying to market services, but you still very much controlled by, I don't know, what do you think you're, I don't know, fuck you, I'm bitch, you're selfish, all of that is still underneath running the show. And so when people come into your world, there's like a magnet, you and them. But when you come into full power and you embrace the fact that, oh, there's a part of me that feels forbidden around this, and you deal with it, and you're willing to deal with it. You don't run from it. You douse it with huge amounts of compassion. You douse it with huge amounts of approval. You celebrate the part of you that is slick and petty and messy and fill in the blank with whatever you feel like is shameful about you. It stops having that kind of grip on you. You no longer need to do slick, petty, messy shit. And you recognize that as one element of this full, spacious, vast you. You see the power there? And when people look at you, no matter how much of a mess they are, something in them knows that you are the truth. No matter how flawed and fucked up that they have not embraced about themselves, they know that you are the truth. They know that you are real. They know that you are loving. They know that you are pure, and they know that you are honest. So then that means they can come to you with all their mess, and you won't run, judge, blame, shame, can't help them, that kind of a thing. You see? And that's what makes you a fucking force of nature. It's what makes you rare, makes you a center of gravity. It makes you be able to rule the world because you can go to any country and deal with anybody. no matter their emotional state, no matter if they're the worst of the worst, the best of the fake nice people, like the people who seem like assholes. Oh my God. You know how valuable you can be to people who seem like assholes? Assholes are people who have yet to be seen accurately. Get into it. Get into it. Get into it. I could get story after story of the assholes who I've met where it's like we fell in love. In a 10-minute conversation, we fell in love because I can see like what causes somebody to be like that. And that's who you become. Okay. All right. Let me look at these comments. Listen. I should have said this in the beginning too. I want to connect with y'all in the comments every Monday here at 1 p.m. Eastern. Be clear. So come back every Monday. Okay. Like the video if you have not already. If you've been here this long, you're getting value. Like the video. Get into it. Oh, I thank you. Calm Hands Tarot, who says I look phenomenal. I love that word, phenomenal. Thank you. I answered your question, Maseo. Calm Hands Tarot said, my father, SDA preacher, makes the word witch sound wrong and bad. I want to say something about that. But thanks to my mom, I am a lot more comfortable than uncomfortable with who I am. Good, but I still want to be 1,000% free of all get exactly. So one of the things that we do mainly in the Arrogant Witch community, which is the 90-day. That's where I want you to go after the 5-day alchemical experience, is the 90-day Arrogant Witch community. And there's where we start to do what I call rampages and energy mastery. Rampages is where you deliberately, for a set amount of time, it could be a week, 2 weeks, 30 days, however long you feel like you can truly commit to, where whatever the thing is that you feel bad, wrong, guilty around, you totally go after it. I had a woman tell me, I like being a bully, but I feel bad about wanting to be a bully, and so that's the war, right? Remember I talked about the unconscious. You folks is that war like a motherfucker with the unconscious. And as long as you're doing that, you don't have any real power. Okay. So I told her you need to go on a rampage and be a fucking bully for 30 days. And after you do that and let yourself enjoy being a bully. Now this is counterintuitive, right? Isn't this wrong and bad? Oh my God. Yeah, see, you listen to this world, you are not going to come into full power. True power is counterintuitive, and you're going against everything that is socially acceptable. So, bully, first of all, oh, this could get elaborate. Anybody who you could be a bully with and it actually works, there's something in them that actually wants to overcome them being afraid of a bully. So, it's actually a service for you to go and be a bully. That's counterintuitive. When you go and be whatever your thing is, her thing is being a bully, your thing is being a witch and the guilt around being a witch. Fill in the blank for those of you listening to me. The thing, money, right? I had this whole thing about, oh, people are going to think I'm greedy if I charge $10,000. I went on a fucking rampage and I just went high end, period. Totally swallowed that, overcame that. And this is what will happen for you after you go on your rampage. And you need structure, because what happens is, maybe you can do it alone. Look, if you want to do it alone, go do it. But what happens inside of a container is that all the emotions that you have not wanted to feel, like the guilt, the shame, the whatever, because everybody feels different things around it, you start getting thrown around. And then other stuff that's in your unconscious starts to come up. Whenever you start dealing with the unconscious, there's an inflammation that happens. Everything you just shit you didn't think, why am I thinking about this? Why is this on? Why am I feeling this? Why am I like that's typically starts to happen emotionally, and then people get taken out by their own emotions, especially when you are extra and too much and you have big emotions. That's how we get swallowed, because we are not supported in dealing with it, and you'll get swallowed. And so the value of being in a container is that you get to bring that to us, and there's a kind of alchemy by the sheer fact of being inside of the container. All right, that was long-winded, but there it is. Thank you, Rochelle. Hey, Shaylin. Hey, beautiful lady. You're very welcome. The alphabets and the numbers. Thank you, Emmanuel. Mia says she's in Costa Rica. Who else? I'm unstoppable, still traveling. Part of me that is necessary. Yes. Very good. Unsung hidden figures. That's us. Okay, good. I think I'm getting ready to go now, unless somebody has some questions or something. Lamont said, "Thank you. You're very welcome." Let me see if I'm missing anybody else on IG. No, it doesn't look like it. So, in closing, I am here every Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern. I want to see you in the comments. I want to talk. I want you to bring your questions, ideas, all that. Also, tonight at 12 a.m. Eastern, the price doubles to why they call your spiritual gifts the devil. Okay. The link, if you're on IG, the link is in my bio to register. And if you're here on YouTube, the link will be beneath this video within about 10 minutes after I'm done here today. Or you can go to naimasingletary.com/the devil. Let me say a little bit about this 5-day alchemical experience. And we start next Monday, which is Valentine's Day. Okay. This is all going to happen inside of a private Facebook group. Let me just talk a little bit. It's going to happen inside of a private Facebook group. You're going to get instructions from me on or before Friday about next steps. All 5 days, we deal with psychic fear inventory. What is psychic fear inventory? That, when I say psychic fear, I mean those that span back. Okay. When I say span back, I mean in history, right? So dealing in the collective unconscious. Okay. And your own unconscious and then the collective unconscious. So this is going to be a fast experience. We're going to go deep, fast, and my goal is for you to have radical transformation in this 5 days. Now, I can want that for you as much as I want that for you. You must agree to move fast and radical transformation. You are going to partner with someone. So once you get inside, you're going to get a chance to see everybody else who's there. And then I'm going to send you guys off to partner with each other before we formally start on Monday. Okay, so we formally start on Monday inside of the private Facebook group. I'm going to be going live, but before then, I'm going to start letting you guys inside of the group, sending you to go get your partner. But I'm also going to give you a video with instruction so you know, okay, you need to do this. This is the agreement. You're going to get that video from me on or before this coming Friday. And you're going to have 48 hours or more, depending on when you get that video from me, to go find your partner and prepare yourselves for when we start inside the private Facebook group on Monday. Okay. So I haven't decided how many days I'm going to go live inside the group, but you're going to have very specific instructions from me. And all of the instructions are to get you to be vocal with your partner, to clarify what's distinct and bankable in your lived experience that you're going to bring out to the marketplace, and to get on camera at least one time before the 5 days is over. Okay, get on camera, whether it's on IG Live or Facebook, or if you have a YouTube channel, to get on camera at least one time before the 5 days is over. For those of you who want to get aggressive, you can go starting on day 1. So I'm going to encourage those of you who are aggressive to do that. And I will give you ideas on what I think you can do for those of you who are like me, bitch. I want to go hard, aggressive now. You're a big thinker. You're a big dreamer. You want it all. You want it now. Listen, make it work. Decide that it's for you. Take what's yours. Take what's yours. Take what's yours. Nobody's coming to save you. Have they come and saved you yet? And even if some man do come and pay your way, that ain't your full power. Okay? So if you're ready for full power, to become a center of gravity, to become a force of nature, and you're ready to start sooner than later inside of the community that I create, please come on into why they call your spiritual gifts the devil. naimasingletary.com/the devil. The link is in my bio on IG, and the link will be here under this video within 10 minutes after I go. You're very welcome. I'm on YouTube every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes I'll be here on IG too. All right. But if you want to make sure you're able to join me, come on over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and binge watch. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, loves, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday inside of Why They Call Your Spiritual Gifts the Devil, and or here on YouTube. Lots of love. Yeah.